What up, YouTube Elleix? Coming back at you with another StarCraft 2 cast. Now, we have a bit of a challenge today. It is going to be a 3v3 that we are watching. So, this is not something I typically cast, and we have 6 players to keep track of. So, let's get right to it. On the bottom left-hand side of the map, we have our first team is going to be our red Zerg player, EddardStark, our teal Zerg player, NoDataFound, and our blue Protoss player, ZeCroiSSanT, who you might recognize at this point. I have cast a few of his games, and now on the top left-hand side of the map, we have our orange Terran player, Teddy, our yellow Protoss player, YooYoo, and our purple Terran player, Norfensul. And it looks like YooYoo is going to be opening up with a cannon rush here. We do have ZeCroiSSanT with the scout. They will be able to spot this in time. Possibly. We do have what is going to be a pylon already building in the natural base location. But EddardStark spots this. He pings his teammates to let them know what is up right here. YooYoo does have a hidden probe. And on the minimap, we see another probe running to support its friend right here. First cannon is going down, but we already have what is going to be 4 drones to come take care of this. They actually block the second pylon, or sorry, second cannon from going down and kill that first probe. So the second probe here just witnessed the death of its friend. It is going to try and avenge him right here. We have another pylon coming down. Now the magic number for destroying pylons and cannons is about 3 workers. As soon as it starts building, you will be able to take it out before it finishes right here. ZeCroiSSant's not taking any risks though, pulling a very, very large portion of his workers right here. But EddardStark, great teammate, able to help him out in destroying this. YooYoo still trying to make this cannon rush work. And now we have what is going to be a denied cannon rush. This hatchery will go down. This pylon will get destroyed, and things are calming down. We do have ZeCroiSSanT here responding with a forge of his own and a photon cannon, just to take care of things here, just in case there's more cannons coming up into the main base. But it looks like ZeCroiSSanT actually did a double gas block on YooYoo's gases right here. So YooYoo is going to be a gasless Protoss for quite a while. Keep in mind, in team games you can trade resources, so if YooYoo is in a dire need to get gas, he could ask his teammates. Yellow is going SkyToss, has like 3 cannons in their main. That is a very good point. If you see a cannon rush opener, you can bet your ass that the Protoss is probably going to follow up with SkyToss. It's almost like part of the cannon rush build to get Stargates right after your cannons. And now putting 2 cannons in response to killing 2 assimilators, that is not really a cost-effective way of doing things. That is 150 minerals as opposed to 300 minerals. So this investment right here, yes, it will protect your main base, but you invested 300 minerals into destroying something that costs 150 minerals total, and you could just ask your teammates to get some units there to destroy them. It's not like Norfensul doesn't have an army right here. Could have easily taken care of those assimilators. Now, if I miss something right here, forgive me, because we are trying to keep track of 6 players, man. This is not as hard as I thought, I guess. I'm kind of nervous. Normally, I'm not nervous when I cast games, but this is so much to keep track of right here. We do have what is going to be a little bit of map control for our Zerg players. They are just chilling at the front door. ZeCroiSSanT is going to go for SkyToss as well. I mean, once you see your opponent going SkyToss, you might as well go SkyToss yourself right here. Taking a look at the production tabs right now, nothing too unusual. We do have YooYoo opening up with their Stargate right here. Very delayed Stargate, but is starting to mine that gas. Does have his own assimilators at this point. That double block was such a troll, man. Oh my god. Looks like we are going to have a drop here. Norfensul just boosting immediately. I was going to say will possibly fly over this, but just, I think, dodged the vision of those Zerglings. Man. So right now, it's just going to be a push by Norfensul, it looks like. We do have what is going to be the Oracle taking some kills right here. 3 kills on that Oracle, and now we have the drop right here by Norfensul. Good reaction time by ZeCroiSSanT, but this is a lot of Marines to be dealing with right now. ZeCroiSSanT is pinging. He's like, guys, something's happening here. And Teddy coming in with the battle cruiser. Oh my god. This is going to be so hard to deal with. This battle cruiser already has 5 kills. This Baneling nest will go down. This is a very strong double push. The battle cruiser support with the Marine support. This is going to be so hard to deal with. There's not a lot of anti-air right now. We do have the Queens, but they're off creep. They may be able to snipe one of these medevacs, but they do get away, and now we have what is going to be the battle cruiser still flying around right here. We'll be able to kite out of the creep and back into the Protoss base. I think this drop by Norfensul was maybe not the right call, but the battle cruiser support, a lot of these Marines go down, but a handful of them do survive. And at the same time, we have what is going to be a Ling run by into the natural bases of the top left-hand team, but this is such a big engagement right here. Looking at the units right now, it is going to be 13 workers left for our blue Protoss player ZeCroiSSanT here. These units doing so much damage, and yes, it does look like these Zerglings also doing a lot of damage though. Let me take a look one more time at the workers total. It does look like Norfensul is down to 23 workers. Orange, our Orange Terran player Teddy, down to 27 workers. So that counter push by Zerg onto the top left-hand side of the natural bases, doing a pretty good job at least evening some of this out, because this was a lot. This was a lot of damage dealt to the Protoss player right here, losing so much. And that's kind of the issue in team games, is especially a map like this where you are stacked on top of each other. One player is going to be inherently in a worse spot than the other. ZeCroiSSanT is in a really vulnerable spot just by the positioning of his base right here. So, man, we do have what it looks like EddardStark is planning on running through the wall right here. It looks like it did break during that engagement, that double engagement right there. So, man, I think these Zerglings are actually going to spot the attempt at the third base for YooYoo. They may force the cancel on this, and they do indeed force the cancel. We do have what is going to be more expansions on the bottom side of the map for our bottom left-hand team. I should call them Team A and Team B, but then I know I'll lose track of them, so I'm not even going to try. Just bottom left and bottom right. Or sorry, bottom left and top left. I'm also used to the opponents not being stacked on top of each other, but this is going to be another push. 3 battle cruisers right here, but we do have a lot of Hydralisks, and they look like the steampunk Hydralisks. They do force the battle cruisers to warp away. And we have what is going to be a Baneling bust, it looks like, right here on the top side of the map. They do break through. We have carriers out for YooYoo. Those Banelings not doing too much other than breaking the front door for the top left team once again. And now we have a pretty big Skytoss army. Not huge necessarily, but they are getting there. And man, we have what is going to be another expansion for NoDataFound. So the Zerg players doing a good job at expanding right here. And the Cyberpunk Hydralisks look very cool. Actually, I think there's a name for these Hydralisks. They're like Terran influenced Hydralisks. I have to figure that out. I actually might make some lore videos on StarCraft just because they are pretty interesting. So you may see that in the future. ZeCroiSSanT going for the Void Rays. This is a lot of battle cruisers, though. I think they will be able to take some of these out. The Yamato cannons able to do some serious damage to the Void Rays, but ZeCroiSSanT doing a good job at keeping most of these alive, only losing 1, almost losing 2. This Void Ray is on its last legs, on its last engines, but we have what is going to be the snipe from those Phoenixes, able to take out at least 1 more Void Ray. They might be able to take out the second Void Ray. They do, so I think 3 Void Rays total lost right there. Zerglings running around. Man, keeping track of 6 players is not something I thought I would ever have to do. I'll be honest with you guys. We have another big push, and now this is a double capital ship fleet with only 2 Void Rays to try and take care of this. And ZeCroiSSanT, this guy can't catch a break, losing mining time on this base, and actually might lose this Nexus a second time, and I think he will. This Nexus will go down, and now we have what is going to be a 3-pronged attack. This is exactly what I was saying. ZeCroiSSanT is just in a very vulnerable position based on the location of his base. This is all 3 players going for ZeCroiSSanT alone. And on the top side of the map, we have another counter push right here while the teams are out of position, and ZeCroiSSanT losing his base, losing his main base, asking if this is it, if this is the end, is it GG? But EddardStark, the GOAT, the hero of this game, saying, nope, not yet, we're not done, man. This is still anybody's game. He has Zerglings running around in the main base for the enemy player, but we have what is going to be still a push right here. I think this is finally going to get shut down. We have some tanks right here. They will be able to shut down some of this mineral line right here. But Norfensul leaving the game because guess what? He just lost his natural and his main. So his resources will be distributed to his teammates. Right here, we still have a good amount of carriers. So that was a lot to keep track of right here. It does look like Norfensul's base, one of his ghost bases, does go down. We do have the battle cruisers still alive. We do have the carriers still alive. So Norfensul was coming in with that bio army and did lose that army right here in the natural base location. It looks like he was trying to take out the rest of NoDataFound's economy right here, at least the remaining economy in the natural base. So we still hear tanks shooting right now. So NoDataFound also losing out right here on some mining time. So this is going to be very frustrating. What I would do is just send Zerglings to surround them right here. These tanks are wholly unprotected. And guess what? NoDataFound was listening to me through time. He heard me. He heard elleixstarcraft from the future telling him to bring some Zerglings right here. We do still have the Phoenixes, and it looks like we have another big armada. We have another big fleet right here coming in to do more damage to the bottom left-hand team. This is going to be a crazy army to defeat. I'm not really sure what to do here other than engage in a base race. Taking a look right now, we have a lot of the bottom left-hand team expanding. I think I said left-hand team. Even though the top left-hand team is going ham on the bottom left team. But man, I would engage in a base race right now because this is, oh, sorry about that. This is a lot of bases for the bottom left team, and we have what is going to be a warp-in to try and save this because we have another big engagement right here on the top left-hand side, and this is exactly what I was saying. They should engage in a base race, and if anything, this will force some of the army to go back home and try and defend this because they are lower on base count. They have a lower structure count, so this bottom left team could force a manual win by just destroying everything that their opponents have right here. And it's interesting to me that battle cruisers have the warp ability. Just based on lore, I feel like it should be Protoss carriers that have the warp ability, even though I know it's a balance issue. Just lore-wise, it's interesting to me that the battle cruisers are the capital ship that can warp, but carriers can't warp. But this is going to be a lot of action right here. These carriers doing a lot of damage, and right now, I don't think there's a lot that can be done unless maybe our blue Protoss player keeps building Tempest, because it looks like we already have one Tempest, and Tempests, they have good range and they do great damage against massive units right here, and the carrier is a massive unit. So they outrange carriers and they do extra damage to carriers. So that might be what they should do right here. It looks like these carriers did clean up the push right here. We have another big army for NoDataFound, though. Maybe able to snipe some of these battle cruisers. And if I call them carriers, excuse me. I'm getting my my units mixed up here. We have just so many heavy high cost units right here. We have a decent amount of Hydralisks, but the Phoenix is doing a great job at mitigating some of that damage, being able to lift off the Hydralisks and forcing them to stop their DPS right here. And I think this is just a critical mass of carriers right now. There's really not much that a few Hydralisks can do, and we have NoDataFound running around, still only has a handful of Hydralisks himself, and now this carrier fleet looks like cleaning up the main bases for the bottom left-hand team. We do see Teddy, our orange Terran player, pinging right here, so they do know that there's our bases down in the bottom right-hand side of the map at this point. So right now, it really looks like it may come down to who can outlast who, because there's not really a lot of economy for our top left-hand team. There's only 2 of them left. It's only YooYoo and Teddy left. Norfensul did leave the game, so it is technically a 2v3 at this point. We have one Hydralisk here, one mixed in with the others. It almost looks like a Rainer version of a Hydralisk. This is the hero Hydralisk. Man. It's the Hydralisk you can't let die or else you lose the game. EddardStark asking for a request. He says he has money. No gas though, so he may need to do a trade right here. But he has minerals. So, and taking a look at EddardStark, he is not lying. He has almost 4,000 minerals, but only 200 gas. ZeCroiSSanT is the opposite. He has 2,000 gas and at this point 1,000 minerals. It does look like ZeCroiSSanT was given some money right here. Now we have what is going to be Tempest and some Void Rays mixed in here. We do have a lot of carriers though. What YooYoo should be doing is consolidating his army, because he's leaving his carriers to be picked off one by one, reducing the DPS quite a lot right here. But Teddy, coming in with the battle cruisers, able to take out so many units for ZeCroiSSanT right here. We do have a lot of protection right here on these bases, but I still want to say the bottom left-hand team does have a much stronger economy right here. Norfensul is not in the game at 0 money, because all the money that he's mining is getting transferred to his remaining allies. YooYoo, 600 minerals, 700 gas. Teddy, 3,000 minerals, 350 gas. And these carriers getting picked off, these Tempests doing so much damage. We have another Tempest in the back, and you can see just how far their range is. What ZeCroiSSanT should be doing is kiting these, because they have a slow rate of fire. So as soon as they shoot, fly them back a little bit and then shoot some more. But it doesn't even seem to matter at this point, because ZeCroiSSanT is dealing some serious damage to this fleet, this capital ship fleet right here. And we see another Zerg run by on the top side of the map right here, forcing the lift of this command center. These SCVs are sitting ducks, but it looks like EddardStark and NoDataFound are not really paying attention to that. They are going for the heart of the main base right here. We have a lot of SCVs chilling right here as well. One Corruptor against one battle cruiser is not going to be a good engagement for that Corruptor, unfortunately, but we do see a big engagement right here of the big Sky Toss fleet and the Sky Toss and Sky Terran fleet as well. It looks like ZeCroiSSanT is going to be coming out ahead here. There is a big supporting army right here of carriers, though. I almost called the battle cruisers, man. And we have the Zerglings running along in the base. I think this is starting to spell the end for the top left-hand team. Teddy is leaving the game. YooYoo is the only one left in this game right now. He is not letting go. He's like, man, I'm going to hold on to the very last breath. YooYoo has 4,000 minerals and 1,000 gas. He has all the money collected by his team at this point. YooYoo could land this. He could land Norfensul's command center and start mining. This is a full saturation that he could get right there on that command center. And now YooYoo only has what looks to be one remaining carrier. Does get taken out right here. So now this is all YooYoo has left. He is building what looks to be Void Rays. He does have control of Teddy's battle cruiser right here. There are two 2 Corruptors, but 1 Battlecruiser will be able to take care of those. These Zerglings, I think, will be able to deny these Void Rays, though. YooYoo trying so hard, and now I think he's become a Terran player. He did not sign up for this. He is a Protoss player, but there's no Protoss structures left. All that's left is Terran structures right now. Teddy is not in the game. This is being controlled by YooYoo. He is the only one left, and now we have a big push of ZeCroiSSanT Skytoss here. There's nothing YooYoo can do at this point. He has a very, very valiant attempt right here at keeping himself in the game, but there's just nothing they can do. Taking a look at the mini-map, the Zerg players have expanded literally everywhere. The whole map is controlled by the bottom left-hand team. And man, oh man, this was a wild game. 3v3. Man, quite a challenge to keep up with, but if you enjoyed it, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my email in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.